Hello everybody, it's Whiskey11 and welcome back to the Gaming Lounge. And in this episode of our Silent Hunter 4 Let's Play, we're going to pick up off a little bit different location than where we had previously left off. A lot has transpired since the last video. We're going to skip ahead towards a little bit more interesting section. What I had was about 5 videos of me doing nothing but sinking random merchant ships. Really not that entertaining, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to skip ahead to a much more critical time. In this video, we're going to see quite a lot of stuff. So I hope you guys enjoy. Grab your popcorn, sit back, and let's kick it on over to in-game me. So we had just gotten done sinking yet another enemy ship while we wait for the Naval Battle of Guadalcanal to start. We are finally, we are 14 days, half a month from the first naval battle at Guadalcanal. I think by the time we complete this circuit here, we should be getting pretty close to needing to head back. Let's check our torpedo stores just to double check. Yeah, we got plenty of torpedoes, but since we are in the process... Really? Interesting. Apparently I cannot... tell my crew to... We're on the surface, right? Yeah, we're on the surface. I don't know why they're not... Why I can't tell them to pull from the aft torpedo reserves. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. We're not going to use those aft torpedoes. So I was doing some research on the salmon class... Really? We're on the surface. Okay, we're gonna reload this because apparently we have a bug. Yes, unsurprising, I know. A bug in Silent Hunter 4? Shock. Horror. Anyway, we are going to... I was doing some research on the salmon class, and what was interesting... What I found out was actually really interesting. These external torpedo... There we go. These external torpedo tubes were actually intended to be used in the front torpedo. So the aft external torpedo reserves are actually 4 vertically mounted tubes on the... I don't know that this model is detailed enough. I don't know that it is. They were vertically mounted. So what's interesting about U.S. fleet boats is this outer shell that you see is just that. It's an outer shell. There is no... that's not the pressure vessel. The pressure vessel is actually a tube on the inside of this, of course, which we can't see in the game model because that's a lot of polygons for a game this old. And
yes, sir. Ahead standard.
They were vertically mounted so that they slotted down the sides, and you actually had to remove deck plating to access them. And even with deck plating removed, it was still extremely difficult to get them out. You had to attach a crane assembly, and then you had to carry them. Anyway, they were intended to reload the forward torpedo tubes, and not the aft ones. And yet, in this game, you can only reload the aft ones, and I think that's probably... Oh yeah, I forgot.
Returning to course, sir. Yes, sir.
Is that actually a ship? Oh no. Reverse that course. Go see what we can find.
Single contact.
Gotcha.
Bearing 2. Long range.
So we don't know what kind of ship he is. We're gonna try our best to Dick O'Kane this. 1 minute. 2 minutes. And 3 minutes. So we can shut that guy up for a minute. How far is this? So he's going about 9 yards. Okay, so we need to come to that heading.
New course, 1.
we'll get to see what the ship is hopefully here fairly soon. And we're gonna try and again, I think we're gonna have to be pretty dang close because we've got them on radar contact. The weather is really crappy. I can't see anything. We may end up having to be like point blank range for this to actually work. We can leave the okay, so 9. We already know 9 is 11 degrees. We know that from previous ones. Let's set our distance to some asininely large number. I don't know that that was an asininely large number. Not even close. How about that number? It's at least a little bit better. Alrighty. So let's go ahead and we'll cut it there. We need to come left just a little bit.
Yes, sir.
New course, 8.
We want our, yeah, there we go. We want these lines to be roughly parallel. Again, you need to be roughly 90 degrees. That's about 1,500 feet, or yards rather. Going underwater will also help. So now I'm... Yes, there's a contact there. How close are we? 900 yards? That should hopefully put us within the correct range. Maybe not. This could be interesting. This is some ridiculous weather, that's for sure. I also found out something else that was really interesting about oh, we could actually see him apparently. Just must be a moonless night. Whoa. You know what? Because it is so dark,
Yes, sir.
let's come up a little bit and see if we can't get our periscope out of this mess. There he is. I saw the bow wake there. He is almost straight this way. The question is just what the heck is he? There's a light source over there, but I don't really want to go towards it because that might not be him. It's not. Sneaky. This is a little dude. We will go ahead and we'll torpedo him. I mean, we got torpedoes to spare. Oh yeah, we went the wrong way with this for sure. He is a coastal composite, I believe. No, I wish. Or it could be a small modern composite. I don't know. We'll identify him as a small modern composite, assume his identity. I'm sure he appreciates all the bunch. Realistically, you know, he's clipping along pretty good for this kind of weather. I guess it kind of makes sense, though. Again, we're not using the position keeper, and the whole premise of this is we want to be as close as we can to that 90-degree mark.
Yes, sir. Back slow. Rudder.
So when it comes time to it, we will redo all of these. Actually, we want to be here. Is that right? I feel like that's wrong. No, because it's going to be about this. At this range, it's probably not going to matter a whole lot, honestly. Because we're going to be launching about here. What's this draft? 18 feet. We should be good. Like, how dark is it out here? It is so dark right now. Like, he is off in that direction, and I can't even see him at the moment. Alright, so before we get super duper excited, we want to make sure and we resend all of this data and make sure that we've got a firing solution that makes sense. We presently don't. It's like, we need more range, Captain. There we go. And should be 11 degrees. Yeah, see? That makes perfect sense. The solution is working just fine. I believe these were open already. Actually, you know what? Let's switch these out. We've been using torpedo tube number 1 a lot. And I do mean a lot. Actually, yeah. So the 11-degree lead I just realized was for the high torpedo setting. And because of that, we are going to switch our torpedo heads. Actually, we probably only need 2. The only reason I'm going to launch 3 is because with my luck, what will end up happening is we'll get a dud. It invariably always happens. It's super annoying when it does. Alright, here he comes. Dun dun da 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 dun 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 da dun da 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 dun. Come to Papa. It's also extreme overkill for a ship this size to put this many torpedoes into her. Oh, I mean, not that it matters a whole lot, but we also misidentified the ship. I misidentified the ship, rather. These torpedoes are effectively... those hot torpedoes, it's an exercise shot. So it's a split of some sort. I misidentified it. So, we'll just sit and pray. Looks like we're gonna get 1. Don't dud. Nani? Are you kidding me right now? Did he even notice? Oh yeah, he noticed. That is a real turd in the punch bowl, boys. That's not right. Oh, it's because we misidentified him. I don't think. I mean, it is and it isn't worth pursuing this. I mean, he's out of here. So we now know he is no longer that. He is a split of sorts. That's not a split. This is what he is. He's a small old tanker. He's 1,500 tons. Oh, we don't have enough to actually depth charge him. I was gonna say we could actually probably be fairly successful in deck gunning him, but honestly, it's just not worth it. He's 1,500 tons. We would have wasted a metric crap ton of torpedoes on him. But you know, hey, challenges be what they are. It is Halloween. And now that we've wasted some... See, I wish you could do that, but you can't. We've wasted enough torpedoes that it's probably a good idea for us to head back. Just directly from here. So I think what we'll do is that. That should put us in range of the... of our port. And by our port, I mean our subtender and everything else.
Single contact.
Reharm.
3.
Should be fully loaded now. 4. We can close this, turn off the position keeper because we don't need that thing clicking away. And return to the hunt. Again, we've got a couple days worth of hunting yet to go. Before the naval battle at Guadalcanal. Should be November, should be starting here fairly shortly. And once we kind of get through the naval battle at Guadalcanal, I think we'll RTB and see what we end up with. An enemy task force moving the wrong direction compared to us. Interestingly enough, you know, submarines, they played a fairly large role in the Pacific theater. U.S. fleet boats were an integral. Small convoy. Who wants to guess what that is? 286. Pretty sure those are both sampans. Need something with a wee bit more magnification to be sure. It is. Both of them. Carrying on. Not worth the effort, for lack of a better phrase, in the deck gunning of them things at this point in time. Ooh. Okay. 264. That is not a sampan. In fact, that
Yes, sir.
Periscope depth.
looks quite interesting to me.
Dive.
New course.
Say, pretty confident his course is something roughly approximating that. Oh yeah, we definitely want to get closer than this. Oh, well, shiza.
4-0. Yes, sir. New depth. 4-8. Yes, sir.
What is it, though? It's a ticking time bomb! Is it the same ship again? That'd actually be pretty funny. Also not terribly unsurprising. Yeah. Looks like a different ship. Definitely different ship. Medium old tanker. All in favor say aye. Should be a good one for us to intercept and sink. It's not a huge amount of tonnage, but it's enough.
Contact. Merchant. Closing.
All right, now we can actually
287. Long
take
range.
our mark here. And again, the whole premise of this is 3 minutes gives us our speeds. 2. I don't know the math on how that works out, so don't ask. I just know it works. And there's our second mark. So now we get out our measure here. It looks like he's going about 6 knots, give or take. So our slow setting on our torpedoes is a rather brisk 31.5. I don't think we really need. No, let's slam these guys in there. 46 knots. He's at 6. So once again, we're gonna break out the rulers. So he's at 6. And we need. It wasn't 41, was it? 46. Yeah. I was gonna say, you would think by now I would know, like, roughly speaking, what these numbers are going to end up being, but, okay, 8 degrees. And that's gonna be a pretty stout shot from that range. Let's creep it in just a wee bit, because it looks like it's gonna be about 2,800 yards at the current rate. So what's interesting about this, once again, we need 6 knots. Oh, it was 8 degrees, wasn't it? And the range can be a lot. Okay, that's not a lot. Jesus. There we go. So with all that data inputted, hopefully now this time we can land this shot this time, gosh dang it. High speed, high speed, high speed. Going to remove the contact influence because in this weather it will probably just go off randomly. Torpedo depths should be fine. So now comes the trick. What's interesting is that this methodology doesn't really matter how fast you're going. God, we're going 7 knots underwater and we are not at flank speed. That's pretty impressive.
Yes, sir. Ahead. Yes, sir. Periscope depth.
We can slow it down just a wee bit.
Yes, sir.
All right, apparently we needed that 5 feet. Oh, come on. He's clicking along too in these
Firing tube
rather
two.
awful weather.
Firing tube three. Torpedo in the water. Firing tube. Torpedo in the water.
Holy
in the water.
crap. We misjudged some speeds.
Torpedo is a dud, sir.
Of course it was. How are we messing up this much? Something's up with the... Oh, that's what's up. This needs to be at 90. Alright, well, this one is a little bit too juicy of a target just to kind of ignore, but now we've sent him off. So now we need to actually pay attention and do everything the way that we're supposed to. He's going to be doing this. Whoa. Did it just, like, completely unidentified? Yeah, what the heck, dudes? Torpedo exploded. Too far, so that means... See, and he's turning away now, so we may end up having to deck gun this, but the question is, does he have any... Ooh, no, he's actually turning back our way.
Firing tube.
I don't think that we're going to get any good hits off on that. It's going to be close.
Torpedo in the water.
Really depends on what he does and the time it takes that the torpedo gets there. We could miss again, which is, you know,
Torpedo
within...
missed, sir. Torpedo missed, sir.
That's twice we've hit his rudder. Oh. All right. Well,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
take us east, I guess. Again, I don't know if he has any guns. Trying to avoid being the spotter plane galore here. I don't think he does. In this weather, we're not going to be able to...
Yes,
I don't
sir.
think we're going to be able to man a deck gun. I guess we can give it a shot.
Surface.
Aft torpedo rooms. We don't need anybody in those for right now. Man the deck gun. Nothing else, we can launch a fairly successful target raid on him, I suppose. Oh, he's shooting at him. Question is he hitting him? Yep. We're getting some hits.
Yes, sir.
Waterline. Because apparently you don't know how to aim otherwise. It's like a pirate of the high seas. Yo ho, me hearties, yo ho!
Dupont ready, sir.
Oh, you're hitting him. What? What? He's still there. He is still there.
Yes, sir. Firing at will. Yes, sir.
Definitely don't need that. Well, maybe we flood a rear torpedo tube and see if maybe we can get a lucky rear stern shot off on him. Once again, just kind of working against some really weird spotting mechanics, not helping the situation any. That is most assuredly not the correct angle. Ooh. Need more extreme angle. Not that extreme, not that direction. Okay. Far away. 700 yards. Set this to fast.
Firing tube. Yes, sir. Torpedo in the water. Ahead.
Hoping for a good hit. Out the stern tube. Did it actually? I'm really confused as to where it's at. Oh, found him. He's still chugging along though. That's pretty awesome. That's pretty epic when you think about it. He just shrugged off a torpedo like it was nothing. So let's set this guy a little bit further forward, and then once he starts turning in again, we will fire tube 7 at him.
Firing tube 7. Torpedo in the water.
But where though? There it is. Ooh. Ooh. We may miss yet again. Nope, just kidding. So this will be interesting to see what happens with this torpedo as it... Oh yeah. That should be plenty. This deck gun crew needs some serious freaking attention to detail. So I've always found this to be kind of cool. We need to set our range is set really short, so you know he's fairly close to us, and behind you can see the little dot there. That's pretty cool. You know what, deck gun crew, cease fire.
Yes, sir.
You guys need to go back to loading up me torpedoes, so get back to work. Actually, we'll do this. Two torpedoes ought to have been enough to basically cripple it, plus all the deck gun rounds, if not sink it outright. She is still chugging along, though. I gotta give this ship some credit. She's a hardy old girl. But is she gonna be hardy enough to, stay afloat? That is the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Yes, sir. New course. 181. Yes, sir.
Yeah, She's like the Edmund Fitzgerald. So she's doing her best to sail straight away from us. And she's literally running her bow underwater. This is good times. It's very exciting when they go ahead and do this for me. Buddy, quit fighting. What's gonna happen is she's just all of a sudden just going to nosedive into the ocean. That's usually how this works. Like, she'll just all of a sudden she'll just disappear beneath the waves. She's just steaming full head into her doom. Oh yeah. She is not long for the world. That's the bow going under. She's driving herself under. Ha! Ha ha! Ha ha! Yeah, she succumbed. Like I said, it's fun to watch these ships sinking because, you know, we got 2 good torpedo hits, but she's still, even right now, she's still going full on flank to her doom. I mean, the whole front end of her ship is underwater. The captain's quarters are submerged, and she's just turning away. Those screws are just a-turning. The screws are just a-turning. Oh, yeah, they're slowing down now because she's effectively sunk. Yeah. Go, baby, go. And their screws, you can see them, they're slowing down. Oop, an explosion. Did she break in half? No. That would have been way too cool. The explosion must have been something coming off the side. Down she goes. We don't pick up prisoners. So now that we've once again wasted a bunch of torpedoes, yeah, we got plenty. All right, return to course.
Returning to course, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I need to remember that when you are launching that attack, the Dick O'Kane attack, you definitely want to you definitely want to make sure that you have all the input data incorrect. No. Seems highly unlikely. Ooh, beautiful sunrise.
Ship spotted.
Sampan.
Bearing 5-8. All range.
Very beautiful sunrise. Might just stop here and take a screenshot. That's one thing I do like about this game is just graphics. Even to this day, they hold up pretty well. I mean, sure, it's not you know, it's not modern day AAA title, but you know, they're still pretty good. Given what this game represents in terms of like a percentage of the population of gamers that play these types of games, I am definitely not going to complain. We're gonna dip our foot in, rearm, refuel, and then get the heck back out. Just for the sake of having those extra torpedoes. It'll be nice to have them when we get closer to the magic date. It's November 3rd now, going into November 4th. So there should be some enemy shipping coming this way. 306, medium range. Screw you guys. Your fishing boats. What is the radar dude doing? That's what I want to know. How did that thing not show up on radar? Okay, so it is the 4th.
Ship spotted. Bearing 347. Long range.
Beautiful day in the neighborhood. Junk in a sampan. Again. Going into the 5th. So we're getting close. We are getting close to seeing a naval battle. We should start seeing a Japanese task force, hopefully, show up here shortly. And once again, this battle is going to actually take place off of Savo here, which is this tiny little frickin' island right here. So it is the 6th. Uh-huh. Enemy task force. It's always a good sign.
Ship spotted. Bearing. Yes, sir. 5. Returning to course, sir. Yes, sir. Returning to course, sir. Yes, sir.
It's another sampan. Oh, the bad weather has returned. Okay, going into the 7th.
Ship spotted. Bearing 70. Long range.
Maybe I should freaking torpedo or deck gun those sampans. Jesus. So what's going to happen here is that visual? No. So we need northwest. Maybe a little bit more west than north. Perfect. Okay, so let's... We need to be about there.
2, 4. Yes, sir.
And let's begin our measurements. 1 minute. 2 minutes. Here's our 3-minute mark. Looks like 9 knots again.
Yes, sir. Periscope depth.
Dive.
Looked like a fairly juicy target, so that's always a good sign. We don't need to go into that mode. So 9. I'm showing this repeatedly just for you guys' sake, and I'm kicking out the bottom because this is the data point that we need. By 46, because that's our torpedo speed. So 9 for every 100 yards that we go in range, that's equivalent to one knot in speed. So we measured a distance of 900 yards over 3 minutes. That means he's going 9 knots. We have a torpedo that goes 46 knots. And now we can use the difference between them to figure out the mathematics. This triangle here, this is old school torpedo stuff without actually needing to know Pythagorean theorem. You just need to know his speed and your torpedo speed, and that will give you your distance. So, we are not going to repeat the same mistake that we made before. And again, I don't know what kind of ship he is. This guy's just going to spin for days, isn't he? Yeah. Probably should identify what kind of ship he is. Where are you? You're not that far. There he is. Alright, I think I have an idea. His mast, the mast structure is a dead giveaway on some of these ships. No, he's nothing like that. No. Not that this matters a whole lot using the method that we're using. This is what I think he is. Maybe not. Let's... No, we only have 2 masts. Could be one of those. Could be one of those. Could be something bigger. We got beautiful ocean waters to work with, so that's a good sign. That means we don't have to struggle. We can play around with torpedo stuff if we really want to. Although if we're going to be launching 36-knot torpedoes, I need to do a little bit more research. So he is camoed up. And he is... He is a medium old split freighter. Draft 28 feet. And actually, since we know this much about him, why don't we set up we'll do a position keeper shot. You know, using the position keeper is a lot of fun in this game, but it can be a little frustrating at times. Ooh, that wasn't terrible. That was actually pretty spot on all around, considering I'm guessing for the vast majority of this stuff. I would say we did pretty dang good. And if we decide to use a position keeper shot, we could, in theory, utilize a... we could attempt to use the magnetic. So you can see there's a difference here in these distances. I just don't know of a good way to resolve that per se. But because we are going to get a wee bit closer to him, we're just not going to worry a whole lot about how close are we? 2,000 yards.
Yes, sir.
We'll go ahead and cut. God, this thing is moving underwater. 7 knots. This thing almost has like a 10-knot submerged speed. That's pretty freaking cool. My engine crew, do I have like an upgraded engine dude or something? No. All right. Do a little bit of Okay, now that we got them all nice and close, you should be able to get more accurate measurements. Check our position keeper. He is nearly spot on. We need just a little bit more angle. Maybe even just a smidge more. There we go. So we can see this gap here. We're not, we're not perfect on our distance measure. Again, I don't know how much of a difference. Yeah, there we go. So we got it as close as is really necessary. I mean, we could try and pass one underneath the keel. If we're going to do that, since we're using position keeper, we will... we'll set that for our third shot. We will try and do like a 1 degree spread or so. But the first one that I'm going to fire and the last one that I'm going to fire are going to be just normal. So I'm going to go ahead and launch that one there. Come right 1 degree, and then trail half.
Torpedo in the water. Torpedo in the water.
Oh, the contact, we forgot to set the depth. Oh well.
Torpedo
Well,
in
we
the
might
water.
we might get 3 fairly hefty impacts anyway, so. Or it might have run deep. So the first one that we launched was our magnetic, and he's not running deep at all. We'll watch it from here. Actually, let's do this. Let's try and get a really cool screenshot capture here of this. It's a bad day. Kerkunk. Any minute now. Was a huge hit. Fourth and final one. 3 solid torpedo hits. He sunk. Not even a question. Not even a question. He's dead in the water, if nothing else. Got plenty of torpedoes in reserve. We're just racking up the proverbial tonnage here. I guess it's not proverbial. It's actual tonnage. Makes you really wonder what it would have been like to be, you know, on the receiving end of just relentless submarine attack all the time as a lone merchant ship like this. Like, obviously this is a video game, so there are some serious compromises made to the amount of shipping to increase player enjoyment. Can you imagine? Like, I've skipped 2 videos because nothing has happened so far on the patrol, and I just can't imagine there not being more. Like, there are hardcore realism mods out there for this game that reduce the amount of like actual traffic, merchant traffic running around to like near 0 amounts. It is exceptionally difficult to get a successful patrol. Having played those before in the past, like I just under 0 circumstance am I interested in that kind of environment. Like, I do want enjoyment, and this is pretty good enjoyment. I'm not gonna lie. No, it's sinking ships, and we're at some asininely high number of ships sunk, total tonnage sunk. I mean, there's 30,000 tons there just in those. So I mean, this is an epic patrol thus far. And on that bombshell, let's save it because just not very trustworthy. He's definitely sunk. I mean, he's dead in the water. He's probably going to take forever to sink. I would love to see him capsize. That would be amazing. But he's not going to. Looks like he's going to sink. Basically, yeah, he's going to sink effectively straight down. That's always sad. The default game has like super arcadey explosion sinkings. It's even worse in Silent Hunter 5, where all the ships have health bars instead of like damage systems. Like, Silent Hunter 5 was a huge regression in terms of the quality of this game. Like, there's absolutely 0 part of me that is super thrilled about Silent Hunter 5's existence. I guess maybe I'll suck it up and install it and play it. U-boats are a little bit different because the U-boats don't U-boats don't have a torpedo data computer like the U.S. does. Correction, they don't have a position keeper like the U.S. submarines do. And as a result of that, they tend to have a lot less user-friendly tend to have a lot less user-friendly torpedo inputs. So we're getting awfully close here. I'm gonna be super excited if we get to like.
Bearing 351. Long range.
I would also like a feature to disable sampans. Just nobody cares. Nobody cares. Don't care. He's not a merchant worth diving for. He's not a merchant even worth wasting deck gun ammo on. He's just not worth it. Ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh. Something's going on. Something is definitely going on because the amount of lag as we get close to here is pretty impressive. Some of that's going to be the port, but not that much, I don't think. We definitely don't want to go any further south, because then we run into those destroyer escorts again. You see how it's hitching up there? Like November 8th. So let me go back to the Pacific battles. So we got the 12th through the 15th. We got 4 days. In fact, we might actually come up here and then come back, and I think that will be maybe a day's trip. Looks like a little over a day's trip every time we do that. Man. Okay, so 3 days to go. The first battle again is going to take place.
Bearing 85. Long range. Yes, sir. New course. 1. 5. Yes, sir. Ship spotted. Bearing 289. Long range.
Don't mind if I do. Okay, so there's our first minute. Second minute.
Current depth 40.
Doesn't look like he's moving that fast. But I'm guessing probably 8 or 9 knots again. Yeah, 8 or 9 knots. Almost on the nose. 1,800 yard shot. Okay, what kind of ship are we? Looks like we are a large something or other. Could be another medium old split freighter. I think he's sitting too high in the water. I think he's a large composite. Large, not large, modern composite. No. It's like 8,100 tons. Large old split? Is that what I'm thinking of? Kind of looks that way. Alright, we'll get ourselves a good bearing here. I think we're going to be a little bit more shallow than that. Again, we'll set it up for the position keeper shot. Ooh, nice. Not bad for our first initial torpedo alignment. So we'll attempt the same thing, because I think we're gonna have. I think our range to him is, yeah, it's fairly short. I mean,
Yes, sir.
we can pump that to that guy. So we'll do first shot will be contact influence. We'll punch it at his water line. So number 1, we need a draft of 28.5 feet. We'll do it at right at just shy of 28. I'm not real trusting of the Mark 14s. The contact influence detonator. Really have to have things just absolutely spot on when you launch these stupid things because they just tend to not work. Okay, we're still too far on our measurement here, so there's an aspect of the mass that we can't quite see, or we are just completely wrong in our assessment as to what he is. I'm fairly confident that that's what he is, though. Again, we're working at this front angle, and it's hard to see everything. And I was correct. That's what we've got. So another 8,200 tons about to come down the pipe. Just has a really goofy mast that we can't quite resolve. Problem in real life, actually, interestingly enough. When you get everything, though, spot on... That's a hell of a lot closer. That's going to screw it up a little bit. Oh, it actually isn't too bad. Okay, so now we just need to refine our range and get it all squared away. Too far. There's not this much of the mast that's missing. Well, that's dead on. Perfect. So we'll let him get a little bit closer here, and looks like we might be just a little slow. He might be going a little bit quicker than I originally thought. But it's not really enough to be of issue. How close are we? 1,800 yards. Just need a little bit shallower of a torpedo impact angle. We don't want to get too shallow, though, with the impact angle. Okay. So once again, we're going to do the same thing. First shot's there. Second shot is there. The first one should come out and be fairly deep. Yep, there he goes.
Torpedo in the water. Torpedo in the water.
Looks like we got some good torpedo running. We got no circle runners, which is also nothing short of a miracle at this point in time. Circle runs happen occasionally with the Mark 14 torpedo. Again, it's just not a very good torpedo. Ooh. We may have misjudged some speeds. We're going to miss with that guy.
Torpedo impact.
Ooh! What? That was a huge hit, though. So we missed with two of them. Getting that speed wrong really came back to bite us in the butt. That speed... I don't know, boys. Don't know. He's got a deck gun. We definitely don't want to surface to try and dick with him. We might be able to get lucky with this torpedo. I don't know that he's slowed down a whole lot quite yet. Nope. Gave him a good scare, though. That's for sure.
Yes, sir.
So we definitely don't want to surface because of his deck gun. So that means we need to work out our position keeping. We need to effectively... Ooh. What are you doing? He's just sailing straight away from us.
Torpedo missed, sir. Torpedo missed, sir.
Thanks, Captain Obvious.
Missed, sir.
How fast can we go underwater? Holy crap. This is a quick boat underwater. And I do mean that. Like, I mean that as a genuine compliment. Oh, she's... One torpedo should not sink this thing. But, I don't think he's going quite that fast anymore. And the speed, or range-wise, turn their position keeper on. Angle is off. So one of the things that you want to do in situations like this, we are outrunning him, but I think we've got he's going a little bit quicker than our average speed. So we need to, or than the speed that we have put into the TDC, which means we didn't do a whole lot of damage to his engine room. Now we're going too fast, so he must be like right at 8 knots or so. God, he is really diving it down, isn't he? Okay. So what we want to do is we want to catch him when he starts ruddering over. Kinda like that. And what this does is, if it catches him right, if we've timed it right, what'll happen is he'll be turning left into it, and he won't be able to turn out and away from it. Of course, you know, there's a lot of caveats to that. We're looking pretty good. Ooh. We're gonna get robbed.
Torpedo impact.
Ooh. No. Good. That'll help us out a lot. So we got a good torpedo impact on him. We now have 2 torpedo impacts. That definitely is not going to help his situation any. It's going to make him take on water and slow down. And maybe we'll get lucky and we'll actually have a crew member that's paying attention and actually loading torpedoes. That might be a bit much to ask for. That's enough. That's enough. Thank you. Jeez. General Quarters apparently has a very aggressive klaxon sound. Can you imagine being silent running and have that suddenly go off? I mean, battle stations, you know, obviously, if we were to follow some form of submarine doctrine before we ever fired a torpedo, we would already be at battle stations. I'm sure there would be an announcement that, you know, we're rigged for silent running, as they usually do in this game. But, you just never know. So now he's going to be slowing down a good bit. We are actually outrunning him at the moment.
Ready, sir.
Which is just fantastic. Now, if we set our torpedo speed to high... Oop, nope, this is the one that we need our torpedo tube set to high. Let's remeasure our distance to target. Too much, somehow. If we could get that, perfect alignment. Nope, too far. Too far. I feel like I'm using the statometer wrong or something, because I feel like it should be a heck of a lot closer than it is. All right, let's put another one in him.
Torpedo in the water.
Ooh. Ooh. Please don't dud. And just like that, his engine room has stopped. Dead. Ooh, he's even going down by the bow. He's just going down all around. I think with that one, though, I think he's definitely kaput. I don't think he's going anywhere anytime soon. And if, for whatever reason, these 3 torpedo hits don't do enough damage to actually take him out of the action, we'll use the stern torpedo tube on him. Again, we're cutting very, very close. We're on the 9th. Cutting very close to a very important date for us. We definitely don't want to be late for our date. Where did that... Oh! That was the other torpedo he hit. That was not our magnetic influence torpedo. Somehow... Oh yeah, that's right. We kind of foobarred the speed up a little bit. I think he was going faster than I originally anticipated. So at this point, we'll we're plenty behind him. We can step this down so that we don't have to recharge our battery as much, but we definitely want to keep pressing. That way, if need be, we can get into the correct location for a torpedo shot from the stern. But again, I think she's gonna go under. I don't think we got much to worry about here. Somewhere over that direction. Yeah, the front deck is awash. She's going. Bye.
Tube 2 ready, sir.
All right. So we're gonna wait for the. Oh, the gun is down underwater, and definitely not manned any longer. You wouldn't think anyway.
Yes, sir.
Stranger things have happened.
Yes, sir.
Surface.
Another 8,200 tons in our repertoire here.
Secure from battle stations.
And not a lot in the torpedo management. So it is now the 10th of November. 2 more days. That's all we got. And we are just going to be in the right place at the right time. And that just gets me excited. All sorts of excited. So once again, pretty much all these battles take place around this portion of the islands. Again, we don't want to go too far south because of the destroyers that are down here at Hanyara. So we'll just kind of hang out around the island. So night of the 11th.
Yes, we are in shallow water, sir. Yes, sir. Returning to
Thank you.
course, sir.
It is about to be the 11th. As we just continue to churn water here. You know what'd be really frustrating is if you find out that all the battle times and stuff like that are all off. Because I mean the first portion of the naval battle at Guadalcanal, radio task force, enemy task force received. Okay. Oh God. the battles all occurred basically at night. So even though we are doing this very aggressive patrol around Savo Island, it's going to be somewhere, it's it's going to turn the 12th, and then it's going to be in the evening yet. So we still have, 12 hours of patrolling to do, and hopefully we run into this battle. Hopefully Real Fleet Boat actually has the battles, has the battles taking place at the correct times and in the correct locations. Again, I don't know that this game is going to have the battles in it, so you and I are learning this. It is the morning of the 12th. We've got like 4 days of sitting here, because this should be, we should be Naval Battle Guadalcanal. I mean, we should have there should be a task force steaming somewhere in the area, and it just doesn't appear that there is.
New message received. Yes, sir.
Fox traffic received. Be advised that American naval forces are currently engaged in the area of Guadalcanal. All nearby forces are requested to assist. Guess where we're at, boys? We're in the area, but we ain't got no targets to sink yet. I mean, I don't know how much more aggressive I could be. There's no task force operating in the area. Ooh. 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 We're getting the hiccups. Like there's enemy ships nearby, right? Like a lot of enemy ships nearby. Holy crapola. Ship spotted. Dead ahead of us. Oh.
Yes, sir. Periscope depth.
Well, if he ain't in full, like, oh shit mode, he sure caught me in oh shit mode. He looks, medium. I think he's a medium composite. Medium old split? Sure.
Current depth 40.
Could be. Where am I? Where am I?
Yes, sir.
Back emergency. We don't have a whole lot of time to guesstimate anything. Because apparently my watch crews are just kind of like do 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 do. Interesting how accurate the initial estimates were, though. We are a wee bit ahead, so we will.
Firing tube 3. Firing tube 1.
We'll hold off on the other two torpedoes for the moment.
Torpedo in the water.
I don't like these impact angles. They have a high chance of dudding. I just hope that maybe we'll get lucky with the contact influencer will work. That's so asking for so much from these torpedoes. Looks like we are going to get dud. We'll get 2. And they're going to hit effectively in the same place. Sometimes you can get lucky and that'll break a ship, but I don't think that's gonna happen. He's dead in the water, anywho's. So 2 torpedoes. You know. Well, yeah, he's dead in the water again. Down he go. Oh, come on, you miserable puke. Go under. With the water doing what it's currently doing, it's hard to tell if he's going under or... Oh, yeah. There he goes. Bye.
Yes, sir. Surface the boat. Yes, sir.
God, that scared the ever-living poop out of me, though.
Ship spotted. Bearing 3.
We got ourselves a task force, baby. Alright.
Yes, sir.
So we gotta head this shit off at the
Yes,
pass.
sir. Returning to course, sir.
They are effectively straight ahead and off to the left. There's a ship. Oh, look at the beautiful ships that we have. Look at them. Look at them. I count 2 battleships. I count 2 of them. Those are both of our... That's not a Congo. That's a Fuso. Both of those are Fusos.
Yes, sir.
Ahead, flank.
Alright, well, we're going to call it there for this Let's Play video. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. You guys know the drill by now. Like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell if you would like to be notified of upcoming videos. And check out the Discord server, link down to that in the description. Hope to see you guys at the next one. Thanks for watching.